All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. We are here, straight with no chaser, y'all. Welcome back, everybody. Coach Tony, Mugs and Such by Kimberly, TME LLC, and me. We're supposed to have a special guest, another woman in business. Um, she was excited about coming, but she's not here yet. So we're gonna just move on through. So last week we talked about an article that says that women of color are loyal to the culture and they often choose men that are um, not at their level, and the divorce call that creates the divorce rate to be higher than the marriage rate. And our our guest, when she comes, indicated she believes is self esteem. How do you all want to dig into that for a little while?
I wish she would be here so she could elaborate on that.
I
She
got
made
What were you gonna say?
she made the comment last week, right? That's who you're talking about as we were exiting. Yeah.
Right. Well, I kind of think is the same way. And my thought, I don't know what her thought on self esteem was, but I know my thought is, um, my thought is, it can be like that, and it's because we have to feel like we're empowered. And what better way to feel empowered than picking somebody who's not as smart as you, who's not as good as you, um,
Mhm.
in your mind, who wants to be able to say, "I pay the bills and I can do it without you. I can do this without you." I mean, some women are like that. Not me, but I
Not
mean,
me either,
not me
because
either. I can. The comment of "I can do bad by myself." I've heard a lot of women say that, and that's true, but that's ridiculous to me. It's true, but it's ridiculous because there was a woman who mentioned to me that she doesn't want to deal with a guy. She got a master's degree. She doesn't want to be with the guy who doesn't have a master's degree like her. He doesn't have a car like her. He doesn't have things like her. And I was like, well, can you really sleep? Well, can you? I guess you could put your master's degree in the bed on the other side. That can't keep you warm. You're gonna probably wrinkle a degree up. Um, I don't know. I just think that our um the people that were older than us, some of them failed us by telling us to be independent. To be independent. Oh, there she is. Hey, special guest, it's
Hi. Hey y'all.
Welcome,
How y'all doing?
oh
Tanya.
well.
the
So
lady of the hour. That's what
right, we've
you
been
are.
waiting on you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So, Tanya, why don't you introduce yourself and your business to the people? To those who don't know you, introduce yourself.
Um so I am a teacher by profession. I also have a social and emotional learning program for kids. It's like a coaching program for kids. And I am getting ready to launch my financial coaching membership program.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
So we had just started talking about your comment about self esteem was sometimes why women choose a man that is not her equal. So
I
could
agree.
you could you elaborate because you were the one who brought that comment out last week.
Yes. Sometimes I think that's the reason why women date down, as the article kind of like talked about, and also a lot of times we're scared of change, and when we because we're scared of change and we don't really know a lot about other cultures, we tend to just settle, so to speak.
Mm.
So yeah, and I think it's a self-esteem issue too on a man's part too when they date, because a lot of them are intimidated by successful women, black women. So they tend to date other race because they feel like we're not submissive enough. Um, yeah, I that's one of my things that I think some of the reason why they do what they do as well.
Well, I don't really think that men are intimidated by successful women. What I do think is that successful women are not going to tolerate some of the BS that women
Right.
offer. Because I
Right.
can't give you another word. They're not going to put up with that talking to them. I can do this by myself, because everybody wants to feel valuable. Everybody wants to feel appreciated. Everybody wants to feel loved. And nothing says that I don't love your ass more than I can do this by myself. I don't need you for nothing. That's just
But I think also when you work, if you're dealing with a successful woman, you have to do some work. And sometimes these men don't want to do no work within themselves. They want you to come as they are. They want you to accept them for who they are. And they don't want to change and they don't want to grow. So they'll go to someone that's what they will perceive less than financially to feel, and then they don't have to do no work. But like if you date somebody like me, you're gonna have to do some work.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying, you're gonna have to, because we're gonna have to, because when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to be growing together. If you don't want to grow together, or you don't want to deal with some of your situations when they arise, then what are we doing?
Well, I think I agree with that to a certain degree. I think that a lot of times we as women, we do date down um, for every reason that you said, Miss Tonya. You were right on point with that. I also think sometimes we are, I don't know about everybody else, but a lot of my peers that I am associated with, when they talk about the dating pool and all of that, uh, like stronger men that have more going on that are our brothers, they seem to have a little bit more of a chip on their shoulders, and they are a little bit harder to deal with. So when you got two powerhouses, seems like they're bumping heads more than working together and being a power couple. That is what I think sometimes makes us as successful business women, we say, well, we'll date down. And sometimes, it's that ego that we have as well. We have them too, where we say, I'm going to pull him up by his bootstraps and then I'm going to upgrade him. Beyonce sang it all in the song, and we was all right there with him.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
so I think it's a little bit of everything mixed in. And man, it seems like from friends that I have and acquaintances, it seems like that dating pool is very, very small. And COVID did not help. That's for sure. The pandemic didn't help.
They didn't all die though.
What'd she say?
Well, I couldn't even hear her.
She said that they didn't all die, though.
But that's what I thought she said. No, you talk about the dating pool being small. There's a lot of people who are entrusting their dating lives to social media and still online dating. That's very big still.
Online dating scares me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, you can meet a dummy out in the street just like you can
yeah.
online.
True.
It's just equal. It's just equal. One you see online, and he have more time, more ways to delay the inevitable. You finding out he is not what his post says he is. Than when you meet somebody in the grocery store. I mean, it's equal as far as I'm concerned. You just get more options over the internet.
Yeah.
That's just my perspective. But they all still equally dumb. Equal
That's a
opportunity.
shame.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, since we're talking about dating, let's talk about relationships probably as a whole. Yeah, we do have ego. Me too. Um, I am successful, just like all of the ladies on the panel are. Um, Kim is the only one that's married. Coach Tony and Miss Rhonda, they've been married. I haven't been married. Tanya, you haven't been married either.
Mm-mm.
So that's all I got. I mean, it's just difficult to find a match. A match. Um, you either take what you get or you wait on the match, right?
But why do y'all think black men choose other races?
I think in some cases they don't like to be challenged.
I think that too.
And and not necessarily, it doesn't even have to be in a bad way. You know what I mean? But just like you were saying, they don't want to do the work, right?
They don't want to do that.
So, and that comes with them being challenged. Or sometimes they don't want, they don't want to be called out on their shit. You understand what I'm saying? They want to do what they want to do. And I think as a culture, most black women are just not that passive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that all of us are aggressive, but I'm saying that I think in a lot of instances we will, try to have those conversations with our men, or try to push our men to help them to better themselves, or to do things to help, as you said, to grow our relationship.
So the thing about that is, it's not really a woman's responsibility to grow her man.
It's not.
No, I didn't say her responsibility. That's
But
not what I would mean.
so where I think we have gotten it wrong, and this is just my perspective, I think we've gotten it wrong because we have been taught that we got to struggle and grow together and do things together, and you got to support him, and it's always what you have to back him. But the thing is, the woman is the prize, period. And the moment that we learn that we are the prize and we don't have to coach our man into doing something, how's your day, baby? Let him tell you about his day. Don't be trying to fix his day. Don't be trying to fix his stuff. Don't give him, unless he asks you directly, what do you think I should do? Don't say nothing. Because a man is going to be a man and make his own decisions. And I just believe he wants a woman to listen and support him. That's not saying that she doesn't have an opinion, but she's letting him be what he's supposed to be. A man making his own decisions with the support, not the support of his woman, not his mama telling him what to do. And I think that's where we get it.
Of course. I wasn't saying that anybody was trying to be their mother. There's a whole difference when you're in a relationship and you know that they can do better. There's nothing wrong with showing them, helping them, that kind of thing. I'm not saying take anything from him. Of course, he can still be his own person, his own man. You there to listen, right? But in some instances, you may know a little bit more, so you're there to help and to just help him where he needs to help. That's all I'm saying.
So
Never want to take anything from him, or you know what I'm saying, belittle him in any kind of way. That's not what I meant.
So y'all are saying that our black men date outside of our race because these women are a little less challenging. Is that what we're is that what we're saying? They're a little less challenging, and we're not as strong. Black women, we're not as submissive as
At
other races.
at times, from what the things that
Right.
I've heard men say, the things that I've read, that's just what I get.
They
Well,
easier, I think, too.
Yeah, that's the whole part. I was
I
thinking
think
with
they easy.
submissive.
Yes, I think they're easy because they don't have to do. They don't have to do. They don't require much, to
Mm.
me, in my opinion. Like they don't. If a man got some money, they rolling with them. They ain't got to do nothing, but just have that bag. See,
But I think that comes from them. I think it's how we're all reared in our different cultures. Our houses are different. We come from
True.
strong family members, and the matriarchs of our family typically handle everything and wear everything on our shoulders. We are taught to be strong and nurturing. And I think that may be a difference, just having friends that are of the other persuasion, whichever culture you choose. More times than not, they grow up in a house where the mom and the dad are together, and the mom pretty much is a stay-at-home mom, going to the PTA meetings and doing all of that. Whereas we grow up, not all of us, but a good number of us grow up seeing strong women that handle everything. How many times do you hear, even when you're talking about athletes or whoever, they say, I want to thank my mom. She held it together. We didn't have this, and the dad is not in the house. I think that plays a part in how we are as women. And a lot of the men that have grown up in that kind of household, I think they get a picture of, I don't want my wife to be like that, having to be the strong person, blah, 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 blah. And it takes them outside of our culture. Because I hate to say it, but it seems sometimes like our black men don't like black women because we remind them of their mothers.
wow.
mhm.
That's conversations that I've had with businessmen who date outside the race, and we don't want to name their names, but it's all, it's embarrassing. But when you're having a candid conversation and drinks are involved, people start to say things that they may not admit when drinks are not involved. So I think it's so. Does it bother you guys when you see black men with other races?
It don't bother me, but I don't like the fact that sometimes they down black women while
Yeah.
they're dating.
That's the part that I don't.
That's the part. Yeah.
That's the part that I have an issue with, because when you consider, women want the same thing, no matter what ethnicity. We all want to be protected. We all want to be provided for. We all want the same things, but it's just interesting to me how when a woman of color wants that, she's a gold digger, but a woman of another ethnicity, she gets it with no problem. It's nothing wrong with her getting that, but it's something about a black woman. She is a gold digger, and I think I deserve to be provided for. I think I deserve to be protected. I deserve everything that another woman gets, and I'm not downplaying her. I'm just saying I deserve it. You deserve it. Why shouldn't we get it without a label on it?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That part. So it doesn't really bother me, but I don't like. Did you all see that Nigerian guy who says that he does not like black women? How his white girlfriend killed him?
What?
I didn't see it.
Yes. Yes. So she stabbed him to death. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then she went to a mental facility, and now she's gone or something, or they don't know where she is.
Right.
So, and they were talking about that either on Instagram or TikTok, and the guy was saying, he talked about black women so badly or whatnot, and
Mhm.
guess who is trying to defend him now in his death? Black women, right?
Right.
So, so hold your horses. Hold
Yeah,
your horses.
so
Hold
yeah,
your horses.
tell that story because I don't think I heard that one.
Okay, go ahead, Trinae.
So you finish that because that just led me to the other topic that I want to talk about.
Okay, so what happened with the man?
He dead. The white woman killed him.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, so a white
We don't
woman
know.
killed him. You say he
We
didn't
don't
like
know
black women.
why she killed him.
They was in a relationship, right?
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But he spent a lot of time bashing black women, right? And uplifting his girlfriend, right? And wasn't he a social media influencer, right? Is that
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Mhm.
I
And
think he is.
anyway,
He made it to the shade room. You're an
okay.
influencer.
And there was a domestic disturbance. Police were called, and they found him dead. He was dead. She killed him. So I don't know, whatever happened, she was admitted to a mental health facility. And if I'm not mistaken, she has now been released from that facility, and they don't know where she is.
Whew, child. That's way too much for me.
Yeah.
So the fact now what made me stop hold my horses is because we always come to the rescue of the wrong people. Of the wrong people. Um so the reason I say that is because last week I read this post about what's her name? Sierra, and how women of color have turned against her because she is happy. They were okay with her being dogged out by Future, and when she got into a happy, healthy relationship, she was wrong for being happy. She was wrong for letting this other man raise Future's child, who he obviously didn't want to have anything to do with it. So, what is with that we support the wrong people? What is that? What is that with that? We can't stand to see another woman happy. And this is just a general, this is just a blanket statement. We can't stand to see other people happy, so we can make something wrong with them and make the wrong person the superhero of the story. What's that about?
I don't know. Sounds like the crab syndrome to me.
Definitely.
And to be clear, that's not Rhonda. Okay. I'm happy for all of my sisters when they're happy, okay? And when they're not, I'm trying to help them pull themselves up. That is not me.
So I mean, I've seen that with her in particular for a number of years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know why people have such a problem with them as a couple anyway.
Yeah,
They're so
they are,
harmless.
and they have always, they get a lot of heat for whatever reason. I
Yeah,
don't get it either.
to Trinace's point, you think we'll be happy to see this black love, right? I don't get it. I don't know, Trinace. I can't speak to that. I don't know why it is.
I just don't. I don't understand. She was miserable with dude,
Mm-hmm.
and she got into a different relationship. She got married. She had a child, and he became unhappy, and he made music about her and talked about her. And women were supporting him versus the woman.
The only thing I can
Get it.
attribute that to is jealousy.
That's
And
what I said.
it really does come down to women being jealous of someone else being happy, which also leads to Rhonda's statement, crabs in a barrel. We don't want somebody doing better than what we think we are. So we start reaching to pull them down to where we are, which is ridiculous because we don't really even, nobody lives in that house. I don't believe anything I see on social
Me
media
either.
or outside of the media. Let's just cut off social, just say media. I don't buy that because we don't live in their house. So we don't
That's
really
right.
know what the dynamics are of their
Right.
relationship.
That's true. That's
Everybody
very true.
can play nice. We've all done it. You get into an argument with your significant other in the car on the way somewhere. When y'all get there, everybody don't have to know that y'all are having whatever. You make nice,
Yes.
you smile for the
Yes.
picture, and you
Yes.
love,
Yes.
and you keep it, and then you start right back up, cutting up when you get in that car afterwards. So I don't buy it. So I don't even get into judging people's relationships on social media or media period because we don't know them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
you
I
have a
will tell you about that old Jada and Will. I will.
Let's talk about that. Oh
I
Lord.
I don't agree with their dynamic, their relationship dynamic. But you know, we talked about them last week, so I won't.
But it's still ongoing because
Yes.
there is somebody that I won't mention her name, but she is a social media influencer. She is a coach, and she uses viral video to teach us life lessons. Blah 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 blah. So the reason that I stopped watching her is because there was a video that was released about the dude that plays Aquaman, that he was fondling his daughter, and come to find out that that was not a true video. It was something
Right.
that,
thank God.
yeah. So that was supposedly why he and Lisa Bonet had broken up.
Right.
But come to find out that video was a fake video. She
I
didn't.
didn't know they
He
broke up.
wasn't the one who did it, but somebody gave it to her, and she used it as a social media. It was a lesson.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so this week she is real heavy on Will and Jada, and all I can say is bless them, because people had been speculating what they thought was going on in their relationship. And now that they've become more open with what's going on with their relationship, they're more of a target.
Yeah. But I think they said she's saying things behind the scene that's kind of like
Did
that
y'all
he
see the
really
video?
side at her.
There's a video out right now where she's videotaping him and she's totally catching him off guard. You saw it, Tony? Yeah.
Yes.
And that video to me is
He was
indicative
mad.
of who they really are. Like outside of the smiles and a perfect little family, and they're all very attractive people. It seems like that video is more of what they truly are, because he's like, listen, I make my money off of social media. And you know, he was kind of saying I have value in my social media, so don't just come up to me talking to me about this on, and he's scruffy looking. He's
Yeah.
not presentable at all. And she was like, oh, that we still dealing with this foolishness, or she might even say bullshit. I don't remember, because I just looked at it and I shook my head, because
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you let this is why we talk about people in our circles like we're doing now. This is why we talk about them, because you present one thing and then something else comes, and then now everybody knows what it really is. And now we all in your business, and we're all like, everybody is so,
you have given us a right to have an opinion about something that we
Yeah.
have no idea about.
But to me, she's always
disrespecting this man.
She's always emasculated him, to
It's
me.
disgusting.
Yeah, because she's always been kind of, and that's where we get that bad reputation from. But here's the thing that I want to say to you ladies, and I am about as tomboyish as it gets, Tracy, my cousin. You know, growing up, I was playing softball, basketball. I was always the more athletic one. And even I can be submissive in a relationship with the right man. So it takes a real man to make a woman that is aggressive, or not even aggressive, because we put a negative connotation next to aggressive.
Right.
Assertive women that have confidence, we know, especially when we get to the age that we are now. I'm 29, the rest of y'all, whatever, y'all 45, 50, whatever. I'm 29 and I'm sticking to that. And so even though my daughter's 19, it's okay. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't even worry about that stuff. Don't worry about that. And I just think a lot of times we had the right, you just haven't met the right man, because everybody on here, Kim, let me see, I block her this way. Yeah. Kim can't hear me right when I do this, but she on this side of me. Okay. Kim is the only one that is married, but she found who she was supposed to be with. And that's why it works. And I think every woman, if women and men find actually who God has, and I don't want to get on the soapbox, and all you people don't start checking for me. They making me read the Bible, these people right here. So they making me talk like this. My goodness. But what I'm saying is, I think that we all have that one somebody that is really for us, and the rest of them we try to make them who we want them to be, instead of allowing God to give us our mate.
Right.
Did y'all like that, you people?
Yeah.
I was going to throw Bible quotes at me, and I don't know them. Okay. See, I'm doing better.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Okay.
good. We try to make him be the man.
Yeah.
But you're right. A woman will follow a man with a plan, but if you don't know where we going, I can't go with you. That's not difficult, right? But the other thing is, my pastors say that, and I'm gonna just put it out there. He say that a woman shouldn't be submissive to a man until she is married to him.
I agree with that.
I agree. How can I high five your pastor?
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
He said that you know how submissive a woman is based on how she follows what the Bible says. That she tied, what her character looks like. Is she following not everything to the letter, but because I don't follow everything to the letter. I'm gonna just be real. I be trying, but sometimes I be failing. I'm just saying.
Such is life.
Yeah. So no, don't expect that I'm gonna be submissive to you because we dating, or because you say you the man. Don't expect it. Don't expect that. Do not.
I think that's earned anyway. You don't just come in the gate and I'm submissive. You got to earn it. And in every relationship, I feel reciprocity is mandatory. It's just how I've always been. Even in my marriage, I gave with what you gave. I matched your energy before it was even a cliche. I was matching niggas' energy because I'm only going to do what you do. And that way I am safeguarding this right here, my heart. I'm safeguarding it because I'm not going to go way out and you down here like, oh, we cool. It ain't all that. Oh, all right. Well, we both cool. And we just keep it moving. And I've been pretty lucky with relationships that way.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of heartaches. And I think it's because just that. And I know your pastor, praise him. Amen. I know he knew what he was talking about, but I didn't know nothing about that. I just knew that I'm only going to give so much because we as women, to me, we are automatically going to be nurturing. So we don't have to, like one thing, Lady J, which y'all know is my mother, one thing she always said to me was, let him like you first, because you will catch up to him if he treats you nice. If he treats you well with respect, if he treats you well, thank you. If he treats you well, you will fall in love. I don't know how true that is. I've never fallen in love with somebody just because they was nice, but it did save me a little bit. I took a little bit of that and then put it up in here. That's what made work for me. Okay, so yeah, that's my take on it. I'm gonna leave it there before I start cussing and stuff, and then y'all see.
You know, you've been doing good. It's been 34 minutes and not one cuss word.
Yes, she did.
Kim, damn business. Kim. I did good.
You did.
So
I have. Did you all happen to see the post on Instagram where it's talking about our current president? And it's making a statement that basically the only reason that he is so supportive when it comes to the VP and his nominee is because they have Caucasian husbands, and
oh,
that they believe that he is furthering his attack against black men by doing this.
oh my goodness.
No, I
Well,
haven't
that's
heard
how
that.
that article
I'm looking
started.
for it so I can read it to you verbatim. Huh?
Wow. I
But that's
didn't
how
see
that article started. It was
Okay.
about Camila and the what's her name, Miss
Kamala
Brown.
and Katanji.
Yes, and that's when that brother made that article on why women should date black women should date white men. He was referencing to that
Okay.
Wow.
that they both have white men, and that's why we should try it. That was the whole reason. That was
Ah,
the whole point
Can't.
behind
That's
it.
the wrong hand. I know we're
Okay.
not in class, but I don't want to step on anybody else's toes. Just let me know when I can speak because
You
I
can
love
Go
that.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm still looking for it so I can read it to you verbatim.
When I saw that article and that's what I got from it because I'm just gonna peruse it and see if it's interesting. I'm gonna keep going. So I don't know the details, but that was the gist of what I understood. And if I were in a conversation with him, I would challenge him and say, "Hold on a minute. How many black women date brothers that's into poli sci, where political science is interesting and we want to know the different governments and we want to know all of this. That's not what a lot of us are doing. And the ones that are doing it, we're not like, dare I say it, we're not like, cool, ratchet, whatever. We are the black women or men that black folks say you trying to act white because you like political science and you like. So I think that's an unfair statement to just be a blanket statement from that brother saying we should date white men because of this. I just think that goes along with that whole the type of person you have to be to engage in that, because as cool as Angela Ray is, and she's on top of political issues, do y'all agree?
Yep, she
Hmm.
is.
She's not
see what?
sitting in the Senate or trying to be a judge or none of those type of things. And she cool as hell to me. But her personality, basically, political science was kind of boring for people that are firecrackers and stuff like most of us are. And that's what I think more of it is. It's just like black men who date white women, but they live in a white community. What do they have to choose from? That's all I'm saying. What do those women, if they're dating and in that environment, how many black men are in those government seats and in that whole environment? Me
It
personally, I fall asleep at the shit, so I couldn't be
I
there.
get you.
Yeah,
I,
so
it's all basically what you have access to.
yes.
Basically,
right. Or
Thank
your
you. See how she cleaned that up? Thank you.
right. Or your familiarity. Right.
Oh, Rhonda, go.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Right. I get
Kim,
you.
Kim can't
You
clean it up.
date
She
who
got
the
a
things
bad
that you
no,
have
job.
in
they
common
seen
with.
it already.
ah,
But I thought it was interesting. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's he's saying something. And
Yeah.
I wish somebody would come back and challenge him on that.
Okay.
well, I mean, when you consider the schools, I mean, I'm turning myself off because I just had a phone call and I do not want to be disturbed. Don't disturb this groove. Okay, do not disturb is on. Perfect. Okay, so it's all about what you have access to. So an example would be, um, athletes playing ball at certain schools in high school. There may not be, well, we'll be more specific, black athletes playing ball in high school. I noticed at certain schools that I would go to where there were more others than us at the school. The other young ladies, they were um, chasing more so that athlete so that they could be together through college because she already knew that he was probably going to go pro. So that's why, I mean,
Mm.
I hate to say it like that, but that's the way that I've seen it. I've seen it like that many, many times. And unfortunately, that's what happens. They have access to that, so that's what they get. There's plenty of that around when there's not a lot of us around.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And remember, those girls do things that we just not ready to do yet at that age, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I need me to start doing hand signals because I did.
No, we don't. We don't.
Okay.
We got it. We got it.
Okay. Well, say something. Okay.
We got it.
All right.
Tony, did you read the article or you just read a couple
No,
of the
I just
paragraphs?
skimmed through it. That's what I threw the disclaimer out there. I didn't read it. I just skimmed through it to get to maybe what the bottom line was, and I kept it moving.
Oh, okay. But you have to be in when I was reading that article, I was like, you have to be intentional to do that. Like you got to surround yourself around that for you to start dating someone outside of your culture. To Tracy's point, I was like, you just can't. And he said it so cavalier, but a lot of things he said was on point. So.
Okay.
I have a personal opinion about that because me personally in college, Iowa State, there was 1,500 minorities there when I went. There was no, and I'm the type that if any of my friends even blew on somebody, I don't have nothing to do with that person. Nothing. I don't want nothing that nobody I know even tried to touch. And with the community, us being so small, it was really hard dating. Well, I found I was attracted to white men anyway, or others, Hispanics, whatever it was. But being at Iowa State, that helped me. The college I went to, because it was majority white, it gave me a bigger pool than me growing up on the west side of Chicago.
Say that again, Tony. What you say? That last part.
We're gonna take her microphone.
What she say?
I ain't say nothing.
I'm laughing at you turn around like somebody about to attack you.
That's what I thought.
That was my son. He scared the mess out of me.
Yeah, we saw that. She was like this.
Mm-hmm. he scared me. I forgot he was in the house with me.
Hilarious.
And then I tried to ignore it, and then Kim just gonna bring it up. Kim ain't shit.
Y'all crazy.
I thought she was being attacked over there, you know.
I know.
He scared the crap out of me, that's for sure. I'm like, oh, you in here, okay. I thought I had an intruder in here or something.
I tell you, I know you like, y'all just gonna let him walk up on me like this. We all can see
She was turning around that time. I can say anything.
Oh man. Woo. Oh my goodness. Funny. Yeah, that was hilarious.
So the other part, the part about relationships of how we relate to other people, whether they are like us or unlike us, is relating to ourselves and who we are for real, outside of who other people think we are or what they say we are or any of that, all of that. The thing about that is you won't have successful connections with people, whether it's business, friendships, romantic, family, from family relationships, until we can learn to relate better to who we are and more so tell ourselves the truth about us. And so many times we won't even tell ourselves the truth about us.
Do we know the truth?
I mean,
Can we handle the truth?
now both of those are good questions. Maybe that's why some of us pick who we pick to be friends with, to be in relationships with, romantic relationships with, business relationships. You still laughing about the boys that poor.
Oh my goodness, I'm about to turn my mic off. Oh man.
So I think that's to me, and that's the most important part of all of that. Being connected to who we are internally, as we choose, whether we choose Caucasian, Hispanic, Italian, whatever we choose. If we don't know us, we're gonna it's not gonna be a good connection, no way. Just period. While they out here writing articles about our level of loyalty is based on who we have access to. Period. Who people are introducing us to. Cause I don't. Kim brother-in-law wasn't in your immediate circle, but somebody introduced you to him, right? Brother-in-law.
Best days of your life, girl. Get some more energy and put some umph on that. Yes.
I think she's chewing.
Shake that head harder, like yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, he had heard about me and came because they would never take us to the club at the same time. But he knew where I worked, so he showed up at my job.
I didn't know that.
Like, introduce me to this lady that you all keep talking about, but will never introduce me to her at the club.
Okay.
The rest is history.
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yes.
He found you.
Yep.
I guess he who finds a wife, he went and looked for
finds a good thing.
Yep. So y'all
That's
put
fine.
Bible stuff again. Y'all trying to talk above my head again.
Oh my
You
goodness.
mess.
So last but not least, what do you think the ramifications of what we are teaching our daughters directly and indirectly, how this affects their relationships with people in general and how they relate to who they're going to date? I can't say the opposite sex because they're not really, we can't just say opposite sex anymore. Who they're going to date or who they're going to eventually maybe marry. How do you think what we are showing them directly and indirectly can impact them?
I think it's very impactful. A lot of times I have to talk my daughter. We're talking about daughters or sons, both just daughters.
We're just talking about daughters.
Okay.
Right now.
For her, to me, I have to talk her off the ledge a lot because her level of tolerance is here. It's here. And these little boys, they just can't catch a break. I'm glad that she does because she has never seen me do anything outside of my ex-husband. So for her, being involved with someone, it's his honor and a privilege for him to be with her. And I'm happy that she stands on it, but I be damned. Sometimes she stand on it too hard. I'm like, listen, Dylan, stop it. You being a little ridiculous. And she's like, but no, he should. I'm like, but you gave him 5 minutes to return your text. That's not fair. So I think that it is impactful, and we have to watch what we're doing. And I say it all the time. A lot of things that I do, it's not that I want to do them, because I want to cut up too sometimes. We all know that. We all get into a mood where we don't want to be somebody's mother. But the reality is that's a role that I take as an honor and privilege. So I watch what I'm doing and what I'm saying and how I engage with people in front of them so that she understands this is how, even though she don't call herself a boss bitch, but we all know that you can't live in my house without having a business. You not even if you at college, you got to have some sort of business and bringing some value to yourself, just in case whoever's sitting in the presidential seat goes crazy or whatever's going on in the environment, it doesn't affect you. That's a blessing and a curse, because I have her here with her business structure and making sure that she can take care of herself. If I close my eyes, God forbid, see how I threw that in for y'all? God forbid. All right. If I close my eyes tomorrow, she's going to pick right up on the real estate. She's going to pick right up on all of the things that I have going. She has it going in her background and understands it and is walking in my shoes. But that makes it so hard for these young men. I'm sorry. At 19, she's like, okay, well, what are you doing for yourself? You should start a t-shirt business, or you like games or whatever. You should be doing something, just in case this degree does not get you, because she's in college, it doesn't get you the job you want. Create the job. So yes, I think what we do impacts them.
Rhonda,
No,
all of your daughters are grown.
correct.
Ooh, I can't wait.
You know,
I'm so now I am jealous on that.
you can't wait till you get grown.
Yes.
But, you know, with my girls, Trinace, when it actually came to talking to them about relationships when they were in their teens, my thing that I wanted them to really get was to not go from relationship to relationship, right? Because that was something that I was challenged with, right? Because I didn't take nothing. I didn't take nothing. You mess up, your ass is done, gone, gone. Okay. But I wanted them to learn how, and it's two parts to this. I wanted them to learn how to be able to like be with someone, right? Because everybody goes through something. Nobody's perfect. That's my point, right? And I didn't want them to get that understanding later, right? But to that point, and sometimes I kind of wish I had left them alone, right? And not push that so much, because I think maybe had I not, then they would have made some of the decisions that they made, if that makes sense, right? Um, and then both of my daughters, now my oldest daughter, her father is deceased. My youngest daughter, her father is still here. But I know it was very important to them to have their families together. You know what I'm saying? Because in the same household. Does that make sense? Because they didn't have that. But anyway, I think they turned out okay. I wish they had made some different decisions as they got older, but you know, I have 7 beautiful grandchildren out of all of it.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's a blessing.
It is. I love my babies. Why you
Yeah.
laughing, Trinace?
Tony with
What
her
you-
blessings.
Oh, that's a key word. Okay.
You know, she throw it in her
Y'all are making
Bible.
me. Y'all are making me a better person. I'm telling you. I
So
talk
what
different
about
and everything.
Pinky, Trinace?
Pinky is a chip off the old block.
Okay.
That's what she is. You tell her don't do something, she say watch me. That's probably not gonna happen. Everything I don't want her to do, that's what
She
she
do it.
does.
Okay. Okay.
What I admire about her is the fact that you can tell her not to do something and she gonna show you that she can. That's what I admire the most about her. Would I say there would have been things that I would have done different based on if I knew then what I know now about my level of influence on her and and all the children. There will be things that I would have done different, but then that would make her a different person.
That's right.
So we all know that our children are gonna make mistakes. We just hope that they won't make the mistakes that we're telling them not to make. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the stuff that we've been through, we don't want them to have to go through that. And sometimes, they think that you're trying to spoil their fun, but you're not trying to spoil their fun. It's fun right now,
Right.
but you may end up paying for it later.
Yeah. Just want to save them some steps and some heartache and some heartburn and all of that.
So Kim, Maya is 15 now, about to be 16. She's still kind of sweet and sour.
How
Like
old is she?
She's 15.
15.
So
Okay.
she hasn't been venturing out to do stuff. She's still one of those that's I'm cool with being at home with mom. I'm a cool mom. No, just kidding. But
Not at all. She told me. She told me different.
I know I made her mad at Fazoli's. But anyway, she's not one to like really venture off to do her own thing, so to speak. I mean, she's pretty even keel minded, right at this point she isn't trying yet. But I'm sure it's coming. And if she's doing it, I haven't found out about it yet.
Gotcha.
I'll say that.
Well, Tanya, you are the only, well, I got sons, but you are the only one on the panel who hasn't talked about their child who was a boy. What do you think that, how do you think that you directly or indirectly impacted or influenced him as a single mom?
He's kind of like Pinky. Like if I say something, he do the polar opposite. But one thing I've noticed is I can say something and he won't embrace it. But if my oldest brother tell him the same thing, he will embrace it.
Oh, okay. So we gotta tell the brother to say everything.
He will be like, I said, well, I told you that already. I've been telling you that for 5 months. It took him to just say it one time.
And I wonder if it's because it's a male.
The male. That male.
To
it is.
Female.
It is.
Because
it is a male influence.
Because with Aiden, he's 5, and I could tell him all day long, go take your clothes off, go put your toys away. Several times before I have to give it to him, give him the business. Paco can just say it one time and look at him, and he's doing it. Like, I've been telling your ass this all day long. Get you one time and say it, and here you go. Skippity skopping. Like, dude.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's something about boys. Even like the boys that I work with at school, my students, they will give us a run for our money. Soon a male teacher come up, they straighten up. All he got to do is say it one time. Hey, I don't want to hear that noise. Stop crying. You're a big boy. Put your shoes on. And they just stand up and just do it. And we'd have been going back and forth with this kid for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Soon he walk up, it's all good.
So we need more male teachers.
Yeah, we do.
We need more male everything.
Yeah.
Input, all of it.
But I do know that a lot of things that my son have picked up for me, far as work ethics and just being more self-sufficient. I think that's I've made impact on him in that area. It's hard for him to ask me for something now that he's grown. He got to be like in dire need for him to ask me for something. I don't know why. He's a brat. He was spoiled, but yeah. So
I got a brat too.
yeah. So
ladies, we have reached our hour, and I don't want to end our show without everybody sharing where they can follow you from and connect with you from.
So Mugs and Such by Kimberly on Instagram and Facebook. That's me. I do t-shirts, mugs, whatever you can. I can monogram. I can put it on there. That's me.
You can follow me on Instagram it is the McAllister Enterprise on Instagram. On TikTok is TME LLC, like you see right here.
All right, special guest. We hope you'll consider joining us every once in a while if you feel free. But share with the people how they can find you on social media.
Instagram, Teach Like Tanya, and so on my Facebook page is Tiny Armstrong.
Let me follow you on Instagram because I didn't know you were on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the only person who I had the opportunity to do something for today. Go, Coach Tony.
You guys have to follow me. I am doing some what I think are phenomenal things for our community. And I mean our community, I just mean community of people who have the same mindset. I just linked up with a software company that I've been working with, and they have, if you go look, freecreditgenius.com is free credit repair correction for people. It's do it yourself, but it's point, click, and mail it off. You point, when you import your credit report, it goes right into the software. The software talks to the credit report, matches the algorithm. They pull the negative items. You click that you want to address that negative item. You print it, and then you ship it off to the credit bureaus. I'm just trying to bring some value so that everybody we know can level up in 2022. So you all should all be joining me on Sundays, which is a very different side of me. For those who don't know me in real life, I am a clown on some things, but when it comes to the business side, I really am about group economics and having something that everybody can level up. I'm gonna say level up because that encompasses everything, but just check it out and do your own due diligence. I'm just trying to help the community and show people they can level up on any budget, period. Got my master class on the 19th, tax liens, deeds, and over the counter. Get your credit right. Let's go get you some funding and let's go pick up you some properties because somebody else can't pay their property taxes. And then we sit and we say, either pay me my 18% return on my money or give me that house. So that's what I'm teaching on the 19th.
This is on Sundays.
On Sundays, I do like the precursor to whatever. I build on, it's all business talk. So it's all leveling up. But the 29th, I'm doing a master class where it's so, and I'm going to share that with you guys next Tuesday night. Oh yeah, it's Tuesday night. So I'm going to have to change it to Wednesday because I'm supposed to be here. So I'll give you guys the information then if you want to register.
I recommended your podcast to my my group too.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Support. If we can just build, if we can build together 10 to 20 people who we can go and get them $100,000 funding, we have created our own way of banking. And we can all do whatever we want to do. That's group economics to me. And $100,000 in business credit, and Rhonda, you know this, it's not impossible when you set the foundation, when you set a proper foundation and take the necessary steps. No reason everybody that is attached to me shouldn't have business credit. And that's it.
You heard.
Gang, gang.
As usual, always enlightening, always fun, always smart. Great conversation, ladies. If you want more of this, catch us every Tuesday at 8:00. Right now, we're still every Tuesday at 8:00. We're gonna see how much longer we can do every Tuesday at 8:00. But right now, we're every Tuesday at 8:00. Queendom Conversations was on Instagram Live Sunday at 8:00. We talked about me and my favorite girl Tahaya talked about social media and how young people view social media. It was a conversation about social media.
I was there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nurse on coming talking about the woman's body, and we're gonna have some good guests on to share information, and we're gonna talk about some hard topics because it's not always easy to talk to your daughter about stuff, and it's not always easy for your daughter to come and talk to you. So we're hoping to develop some conversation starters.
That's right.
So until next Tuesday at 8:00, follow everybody on social media. Everybody share your social media on in the comments, and follow everybody. You get some great information, some great tools to navigate your life. So until next time, good night. Do you ladies want to end?
See y'all later.
See you at the top.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Good night.
Bye-bye.